Here I am standing outside my house. Almost a little over a year since I filmed the last video about Aramis Ramirez. Now this is a recap video of the Brewers 2014 season 25 and 25 featuring third baseman, once again, Aramis Ramirez. Now last time I filmed a video about him, I was standing outside Scottsdale Stadium because I had forgot to do it the day before. Now the connection here is that I'm doing it now on March, I believe, 1st, because I forgot to do this earlier in the off season. Spring training, actual games start in about 4 or 5 days. So not to date this article, or video, but that's the way it is. Now, so to recap Aramis Ramirez's 2014 season, notoriously a slow starter, Aramis Ramirez started off the month of April actually pretty well, more than anybody probably ever expected. He had a 264 batting average with 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. That's definitely heads and tails above anything he's done in the past. As the year continued, in May, he was awful in May. I don't recall if he was injured or not. I know he had kind of a shortened season, but due to injuries, and Mark Reynolds ended up actually playing a lot of third base, but in May, 172 with only 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. So that means when his 2 home runs, obviously his only RBIs was he batted in himself. And so that means that's pretty awful. For a cleanup hitter, that's ridiculous. He rebounded in June, though, however, with a 348 and 6 home runs and 19 RBIs, which, surpassed, obviously, his April. So you could see, okay, maybe Ramirez is, starting to heat up, and he's going to be that cleanup hitter that we wanted. He's going to drive in some runs and everything like that. July then kind of tapered off. So you kind of have an up and down kind of season. July tapered off 233, 1-8. August, the batting average was back up at about 380, but only 2 home runs and 13 RBIs. So it's not terrible. That's actually pretty decent. But the main problem with the entire Brewers 2014 season was very, evident by the way that Ramirez played in September. He had a 217 batting average, 1 home run, only 5 RBIs. Ryan Braun as well did not do a goddamn thing in the month of September. At the end of the year, though, Ramirez's stats shows 285 with 15 home runs and 66 RBIs. That's actually not that terrible. Given the fact that he's a cleanup hitter and you're counting on him to provide a whole lot of offense, that's actually pretty bad. But when you figure his career, he's a 285 hitter. And he gets about 25 home runs a year, and about 90 some RBIs per year. Actually, kind of then makes the 2014 season it's a below average year. So now, when all said and done, was Aramis Ramirez? Did he have a good 2014? I'm gonna have to say no. Do you squarely put all the blame on him? For this is like a car trying to back up. I'm in the street as this car's trying to back up. What's this asshole doing? He's not an asshole, I'm the asshole. What's this asshole doing standing out in the middle of the street, as this car is trying to go about their business. Jesus Christ. That's what happens when you just gotta stand out in the road on a Sunday afternoon. But you can't, squarely put all the blame on Aramis Ramirez. The Brewers' offense as a whole was the problem, especially that cost us the playoffs. But if you're looking at a guy like Ramirez, where you're just look, the number 4 spot in the lineup, that's your run production, and third base as well. We already covered first base and how inept those players were. And you gotta point the finger somewhere. And when you point the finger, not that finger. God damn it! Why am I gonna be such an asshole about it? When you point the finger at somebody, unfortunately, it's gotta go there as well. You're paying him all that money. You're counting on him to produce, and if he doesn't, that's his problem. That's why we fell apart. And I love the guy. I hated him when he was a Cub. I don't remember him much as a Pirate, just because I didn't really pay attention back in those days. I remember him mostly as a Chicago Cub. But I've loved him ever since he's been with the Brewers, obviously. It's like you change, the name on the front of the jersey. The name on the back of the jersey obviously never changes, but you change the name on the front of the jersey and all of a sudden I like you. And so far, his contract, I think he's provided you with pretty much what you've expected. And but in 2014, he was good. It's like good but not great. It just happens. It could be a factor of getting old. Trust me, it's like I'm 33 now, and I know I wake up in the morning after a weekend bender. I wake up Monday morning and I'm like, oh fuck my life, like shit. So it happens. I couldn't even imagine going out there running and just doing athletic events, day after day, especially over 182. Is that how many games? Why did I all of a sudden forget how many games there are in a baseball season? It's not 187. It's like 160 something, right? 162. Jesus Christ, what have I done with my life that I've forgotten things like these? But I can't even imagine doing this, day after day when it's already, I can't do things even one day at a time. He's got to do it day after day and, just kind of keep in peak physical condition. I used to think, he's 36, 37 now, and I used to think that's old. God, that's not old. Well, I guess I'm almost there, but he's old as far as, sports are concerned, and I'm rambling at this point, so I'm probably going to call it a day. But Aramis Ramirez, it really was just, it was what it was. It's not the sole reason why the 2014 Brewers were not a success, but it's part of the reason. So here I am outside of my house, for the moment, spoiler alert, instead of in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. But hey, we're doing the best we can, right? That's all we got to do, day by day, just figure it out. Whatever happens, happens. So thank you again. Enjoy your day.